1st of April, first day of trout season up here in the Adirondacks. We're hiking about 4 miles into a new pond to us. Hopefully there's some open water. A lot of the ponds and lakes are still locked up here, but either way we're gonna do an overnighter with a hot tent. Should be a good time. Got some steaks for dinner tonight. Do some hiking if we can't fish. Scout out a new place. Trail's pretty wet. Right now I think it's in the high 30s. It's supposed to get up to the low 40s, like 45 today. About the same tomorrow. Supposed to be about 25 tonight. Found another little hole I'm going to try right here. This one's really deep actually. So it could be promising. It's not looking too promising as far as fishing. It's a couple small spots that are thawed out, but most of it's pretty well locked up. Oh well, this was mainly a scouting camp trip anyways. We're gonna probably come back in about 2 weeks. But we'll see. We just stopped in the lean-to here for lunch. Just getting yelled at by a red squirrel over there chattering at us. We stopped at the right time too because it started to rain a little bit. Not too bad, but we were getting hungry anyways. It would be a really nice lean-to if people didn't leave garbage all over the place. And for some reason they think that's a good idea to pile up like half a quart of firewood in the fire pit there. I don't know. I don't get people. Leave plates and spoons. Well, we've arrived at our campsite. Got a couple canoes here. Well, maybe a canoe and a half over there. There's a nice fire pit over there. Plus we got this one right here. Little fire pit. A little bit of the shore is open up. Nice sized pond though. So we got the tent all set up. Like I was saying, there's not much shoreline thought out yet, so probably not going to be able to do too much fishing on this trip. I got the fire pit all rearranged. Bunch of firewood processed up, ready to go. Heating up some water. Gonna have some coffee and then go for a little hike around the pond. See if there's any open water or not. And then come back and have some steak. Finally get to try out my new cup that I just made. Nice hot cup of coffee there. Made it out of burl, cherry burl. Spilling a little on my hand. I like it. First one I've made, so. I don't know if it's picking it up, but it's snowing very lightly. The sun's shining. Watching a big chunk of ice float off. Starting to get more and more open water. Hopefully be able to cast a little bit. Another chunk of ice going by. That one's about 6 or 8 feet wide. Wind's going pretty good too. That's probably helping the ice break apart a lot too. Gonna do a little hike around the pond. Bed of coals here. It was right on there. Real good. Nice mashed potatoes, instant mashed potatoes. They're like $1 a package. They're so good. This was our favorite meal out here. Steak and mashed potatoes. Snow's coming down a little harder this time. Pretty crazy. The sun's shining. There we go, now I can kind of see it. Wild weather. All these rings hold it together. And we got ourselves a wood stove too. This thing gets warped pretty good because it's just thin titanium. Makes it putting together a little bit of a challenge. This goes together with these long bolts. This thing's really hard to put together. Once they've used it a few times, the metal gets really warped. But at least keep us warm tonight. We had some dinner. Those nice ribeyes. Got the fire going in the tent here, getting everything all set up. You probably hear the sleet hitting the tent. Nice toasty in here. Got a little bit of snow going on right now. Slept pretty good. It's really nice and warm in the tent. I brought a little thermometer with me. It was about almost 70 degrees at one point in the tent. It's pretty chilly outside, that's for sure. Nice sunny day. Got some bacon frying up in my cold handle pan here. Got this at my local antique store. It's really light. The steel pan cooks just like cast iron. You season it. It's really light though. I don't even think it weighs a pound. Maybe a half pound. Perfect for hiking in here. A little more bacon. Nice sandwich. Good way to fuel up for the day. It got pretty windy last night, so I put these steel leaders onto these rings that hold the pipe together. Tied them off to the tree there and there in the two spots. Made the chimney a lot more sturdy. Worked out pretty good. Use a steel leader because obviously pipe gets hot and you can't just tie paracord to it, but worked out pretty good. I didn't mention this on the last video with the hot tent, but we bring this along. It's a carbon monoxide alarm because when I was testing the tent in my yard, it got smoked out pretty quick. So this way, at least if something happens, it'll wake us up, because this thing can get smoked out in a matter of seconds. So if you're hot tent camping, this is a must. It was pretty cheap. I got it at Home Depot. I think it was like $20 or something like that, but definitely worth it. Doesn't weigh very much. Battery powered. Got like a 9-volt battery. Definitely bring this if you're doing this type of camping. wish it went together just as easy as it comes apart, but the metal gets pretty warped. You can see how twisted it is. Get these little grooves that this has to go sit in. It's hard to get it all together, but it's definitely worth it because it keeps us warm. The wood stove and the wood stove pipe fits all nice in this little bag here. Packs right down. It's got some ties on the side. Tie it right to the outside of our backpack. Poured a bunch of water on the fire here. Cool to the touch. Don't need any forest fires. Got all the stuff packed up. Time to get going. I'm gonna fish our way out of here a little bit. So it was a fun little camping trip, little overnighter here in the Adirondacks. We had a good time. It's just a bummer about the ponds being too frozen to fish, but it is what it is. Found a new place to camp, so we're almost back to the car. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already subscribed, if you could do that, that'd be awesome. And thanks again.